From a food stamp line in California to a $19 billion exit, Jan Koum started with nothing. No money, no connections, no safety net. Just hunger that refused to disappear and a belief that his circumstances did not get the final say. At 86,400 stories, we are building the world's best short-form documentary channel for people who build something from nothing. In under 20 minutes, we don't tell highlight reels. We tell the real journey, the uncertainty, the doubt, the decisions that changed everything. These stories are researched, condensed and crafted to respect your time and your intelligence. This is 86,400 stories. Now to the journey of Jan Koum. Jan Koum was born in Kiev, Ukraine in 1976, a time when walls had ears and phone lines were dangerous. He grew up in a house with no hot water and no electricity. But the coldest thing in that house was the silence. His parents were so terrified of Soviet surveillance that they rarely spoke freely in their own living room. This wasn't just poverty, it was a psychological prison. This childhood of silence didn't just shape Jan's character, it planted the seeds for a digital revolution. This is the story of how an invisible son of Ukraine built the world's most private empire. At 16, the silence became too loud. Jan and his mother fled to Mountain View, California. They didn't arrive with a plan. They arrived with a suitcase of school supplies and a few Soviet notebooks. To survive, Jan mopped the floors of a local grocery store. Imagine him there, a 6'2" teenager, smelling of bleach, watching the wealthy residents of Silicon Valley buy organic produce, while he calculated how much he'd have left after rent. Every month, Jan and his mother stood in a specific line. It was the line for social services. He would clutch a blue booklet of food stamps, a physical manifestation of his nothingness. But Jan was doing something his peers weren't. He was visiting second-hand bookstores. He would buy used computer manuals, devour them in his small apartment, and return them for a refund because he couldn't afford to keep them. He wasn't just learning to code, he was learning the architecture of the world he wanted to conquer. By the time he was 18, Jan was a self-taught security expert. He didn't have a degree, but he had the migrant mindset, the ability to see the gaps in the system that others took for granted. He landed a job at Yahoo, where he met Brian Acton. They spent nearly a decade there, but the itch for true impact never went away. In 2007, they quit. They traveled South America, playing ultimate frisbee and running out of savings. When they returned, they both applied to Facebook. In what is now the most expensive mistake in corporate history, Facebook rejected them. Jan's reaction wasn't anger, it was a shrug. He bought an iPhone and realized that the status feature was the future. He wanted to build something that reflected his childhood in Kyiv. Something simple, something fast, and most importantly, something that no government could eavesdrop on. WhatsApp was born in 2009, but it almost died in 2010. The app crashed, no one was using it. Jan was ready to throw in the towel, but Brian told him, "You'd be an idiot to quit now, give it another year." They doubled down on one rule: no ads, no games, no gimmicks. While every other app was selling user data, Jan refused. He remembered the phone taps in Ukraine. By 2014, they had 450 million users and just 55 employees. Mark Zuckerberg, realizing the man he rejected was now a threat, offered $19 billion. Jan agreed, but on one condition, and guess what? He didn't sign the papers at a fancy law firm. He drove to the exact social services building where he used to stand in line for food stamps. He stood at the door, signed the multi-billion-dollar contract, and walked away. Jan Koum went from mopping floors to owning the world's most popular messaging app. He proved that possibility has no postcode. If this documentary lit a flame in you, subscribe to 86,400 stories. New documentaries 3 times per week in under 20 minutes. We are building the world's best archives of human resilience. Under 20 minutes, every single week. Tell me in the comments, what is the biggest no you are currently turning into a yes. I read every single one. And remember, possibility has no postcode. Anything is possible.